Right, sit down. Got a surprise for you.
Yeah.
Sit down right there. What is it, Teddy?
No, it isn't, Nathan. It's all of us. Shout it.
It's a big, massive tank. Look at his face. What is it, Nathan?
Get on it.
You ready?
Excited. Teddy, get him! Get him, Teddy!
You ready? Is that good, Nathan? You steering it? Is that your excavator?
Daddy and his toys, hey Nathan. Isn't he silly?
Isn't it? You got walkies?
Wait, can I get out? Get out.
Have you got walkies?
Can I get out? Out.
No, you're not supposed to walk it. Okay, this is absolutely insane. This transit van weighs, it's empty, but a few things in it. 2.5 ton. I've got the yarbo core and lawnmower module attached to it. I've got the controller in my hand, and I saw online that this can pull, I'm going to say £2,500 more. This is the dog's lead, which isn't a tow rope. I think that would give way before this robot does. Look at that. That is absolutely insane. That is madness. So basically, I tried to push this van back to reset it back over there, and I really struggled. That is absolutely insane. That thing pulls it. Okay, so this is another really cool feature that I wanted to show. We've seen some devices that have like a Sentry mode, you know, the robot hoovers that go around your house and you can see, but they're a bit gimmicky, you know. I wouldn't really write home about them, but this one is like a Tesla. Smart Vision Beta, right? It's got cameras all the way around it. Watch this. So now I'm stood behind it. You can see me, so you can see what you're towing, you can see the right, the left, you can see in front of it. And then you can actually put it in remote control mode and drive it around everywhere. And that's rapid as well, because we're no longer on Wi-Fi, we're on a wired signal. It works really quickly in real time. So yeah, pretty impressed with that. Hello. So this is the RTK station. You have to build the pole when you get it and feed the LAN cable through it and up around here and into these very waterproof, very industrial ports. But I've just strapped that to the drain pipe at the moment because I haven't fixed it on its base to the wall or to a fence. It should be away from a house, it should have clearance, but this isn't our permanent house, so I don't really want to fix it. You would fix it up to a gable up there, the highest point, because if you've got a garden behind, like we do, you want it to be on its highest point on the roof so it can oversee everything and give signal to the robot itself. So I've just got it set up inside, so this one, it's not wireless to your internet, so it has its advantages, disadvantages. It's a PoE, power over Ethernet. So the power to that RTK station that I've shown you is coming wired from the actual router in your house. So you get a 30-meter Ethernet cable, and 30 meters is quite long, but that would go through your cavity wall into your house, down your drain pipe, through soffits, into your loft, wherever your router is. But here's our router, and you can see the black Ethernet cable plugged in the back there. And then you've got this little thing, which is the converter, so that is plugged in there, in the UK into our 230 volt, and then your PoE cable and LAN cable. So one goes to the back of your router to get the data signal, and the other one here feeds out, and it's just going out the window at the moment, goes out to the RTK station. So it's a wired connection, so there's never any breakdown in signal or worrying how close, like one of the other robots we had, how close you go in your house to the router itself, and making sure that you can position it in a place where it's still getting Wi-Fi signal. This one is a wired connection, so that has massive advantages, but obviously we've got a 30-meter extension, so that means there's limitations to how far away you can put it, and you've got a wire, which I prefer because you could just bury that if you really wanted a clean and neat installation, and there's never any loss of signal, so it's great. So this is just an overview of the app. I've already set the robot up using the app itself to drive around the lawn. You can see here it's charging status, connected via Bluetooth. Here's the map I've set up. So I drove this around the lawn using the app itself. I did have the option to use a controller. I set a pathway. You can see from the little yellow box there, that's the docking station. So you set the lawn perimeter, you drive around the outside, that defines a perimeter, and then you set a pathway to the docking station. Within the app you can set schedules. Here I'm selecting every day of the week and selecting the times that it will operate between, bearing in mind that the robot itself takes, depending on the size of your lawn, will take X amount of time to complete its task. Okay, I've set a schedule. You can jump into the map here to see the predetermined area that you've already defined. Here's the area settings. So we've got sensitive bypass selected. Here's an explanation of the different bypasses. So as I said, it's quite intuitive, and you can select its obstacle avoidance parameters. And then moving on to the mowing height. So gives you a caution to say, don't go too low. Depends on your preference what you want for the mowing height. Target height is quite clever, so it will tear down to your selected preference. And then moving on, you've got the cutting pattern. We've selected parallel, and it shows a visual of what that pattern looks like. The turning mode, so this is how you want it to turn when it's moving around from one trajectory to the next. It's got various options there to go through. The overlap is so that you don't leave gaps in between. You can set a thinner overlap or larger, but it'll obviously change the time and duration it's expected to take cutting the lawn. So just giving you a visual now of the further options that you can set according to your preferences. So we've got route order there, perimeter first or zigzag first, how many times you want it to do the perimeter on the laps, and the boundary setback. This is a great option because you set the boundary, you've predefined perimeter of the lawn, and you can set it back by 10, 20, 30, 40 centimetres, so it avoids curbings, walls, everything. So hit start, ready to go. It's just telling the obstacle avoidance that it can only detect certain things, so don't put your RV on the lawn because you might scrape the bottom of it. It's a pretty common sense approach. So now you've got the yarbo, left his docking station there. We've got the RTK station there. So he's left his docking station, he's on the grass. I had to put a little ramp there just to get him up. Not sure if it would get up without that. I don't want to damage anything. So now he's going across the front lawn. Quite a heavy thing, I have to say. That's, oh, can't remember what it weighs. I'll have to look that one up. But you can see the little tracks it's leaving, but it has lots of settings in it to avoid certain marks. The way it's very clever, the way it can move around, zigzagging, zero turn, soft turning to avoid stuff, 3-point turn, so it goes backwards, forwards. So now it's cutting. You have to remark on how quiet it is. So you can hear the tracks moving. Yeah, it's gone over that part of that plant there. And one of the features that was really good on this one, obviously looked at other ones before, but as you're going around the perimeter of things, like this wall here, I drove it away from it to mark the map, thinking, oh, in case it makes some errors going down here. But in the settings, had a really cool feature that it automatically had the option to retract from the border that you've set by a certain number of centimetres, so it's currently set at 10 centimetres. We'll see how it goes. But it's a bit of a beast. It looks like Bumblebee out of Transformers. The kids absolutely love it. So I'm going to let it do its thing now. Go around the perimeter and see what it gets on. So just a note on this one actually, here it is going 10 centimetres back from the border that I set, which is ideal because that thing's heavy. It's a hardcore lawnmower, and if that falls off, I think I struggle to pick that back up, so I don't mind if it does the whole chore for me and does everything and I just have to trim the edges of the lawn. It takes away all the additional work from you. It's more time spent with the dogs and the kids. But I can't get over the size of the thing, it's a beast. And this is the lawnmower module obviously that clips on the front. It does come with a smart assist face, looks like Wally, and you change the front of it to the snow blower, the chemical sprayer, the normal leaf blower. There's loads of things, it's crazy technology. So while it's doing its job there, just thought to explain, setting it up is pretty easy. You do have to set aside an hour and a half probably, if you're intuitive enough with technology. So as you can see on the lawnmower here, comes out of the box, screw on these little antennas, screw them together, plug them on, a few screws on it, you pop the battery back in, sorry, that's self-explanatory. There's a lot of firmware updates, so that's what takes the most amount of time, updating the firmware over the internet. But I'll have to show you inside a few things. But here's its docking station, so pretty simple, plug and play. You plug that in there, plug it in the wall in your house, that's its charging. It's wireless charging, so like iPhones and everything are all wireless charging now. That's pretty handy because it doesn't have to get absolutely perfect on its docking station. You know, it backs up onto it and there's a generalization of where it is. It can wirelessly charge and it's going pretty damn fast. The docking station, sorry, the RTK station, I've set it up a bit rudimentally here. Let me flip the camera around. So like I say, docking station, it tells you, which I'll show you on the app, to drive your robot around. It needs to, this should be away from the wall. It should have clearance all around. It still works there, but for routine setup, it should be placed in an open area. It's obviously getting GPS signal from the RTK station. It keeps focusing on my hand. The RTK station is feeding information to the robot. It knows the map you've set. You've created a pathway, which I'll show you on the app, from where the docking station has been initialized and set up. You drive your pathway to wherever you want it to enter the garden map that you've set and defined. And it goes around the garden. Obviously the route you set, you go around the perimeter, driving it around, very intuitive. And it then follows the map you've set. Goes around the perimeter first if that's what you select, and then does the path that you've selected around the rest of it. I'm going to show you how to manually do it. So bottom left's now changed to controller. We open the controller, we slide this across and to unlock it. And within this, it's very intuitive. You can change it if you prefer to hold your phone horizontally. I have to unlock it again. You can turn lights off individually, like side lights, front lights. You can turn all together on and off. You can manually put the blade on. You can stop it. You can send it back to its docking station, and you can control it by using this, which you can probably hear in the background. You can set speed, low and high, and the cutting height on the right. So here's a visual of the robot from the front. And you can see it cutting the grass with ease. Very industrial, like on a building site with all them flashing lights. You can turn it all off though, but there you go. There's that long grass. Cutting it down. Goes over easily. So, here's the example of, I set the perimeter, and other lawnmowers have used, especially this pebble dash wall or a last garden wall, they would bounce along it and keep correcting themselves. And I kept resetting the map to go further and further and further back to avoid that. So that was a lot of consumable amount of time. Whereas this is pretty nifty, that you can set the perimeter and then decide automatically how far you want it to keep away from this defined perimeter that you've already set. So I've set it at, I think I set it at 20 centimeters away. No, sorry, I set it at 10 centimeters away, but I already, before I knew that setting was there, I already drew the map and stayed about 10 centimeters away from the wall, just in case. So I'll probably redraw it and see how accurate it is, and then determine how far I want it to set back from the perimeter that I've set. But yeah, pretty happy with that, and because you don't really want to be wrecking it and scratching it off the wall, but you're always inevitably going to go around the edges with a trimmer anyway. So I'll let it continue and see how it gets on. And one really cool thing I forgot to mention, this absolutely insane like PlayStation controller you get with it. It actually feels more comfortable than a PlayStation controller. You can attach your phone with a little mount that goes in there, clips in there, and you can put it on the front of that and then see everything like while you're mapping it. But yeah, I didn't read the instructions for it because everything's the instructions are to the point. Pictures of it, step-by-step process, anyone can follow them, but just got this in my hand, obviously turned it on like a PlayStation remote. You have to hold down switch there for 3 seconds and it will vibrate, haptic feedback, and show you that it's connected. The robot has actually got a pretty decent speaker on it as well, and actually an American voice, and it tells you the manual controller's connected. And then you drive it around, you know, up, down, left, right. They both do left, right. You can lower the deck, set the angle on it backwards and forwards. You can turn the lights on and off with the controller, obviously control it round, press the R3 button in, this one or this one in, and it adjusts the speed of how you're controlling it. Not the fastest, but it's got heavy torque and it can pull a lot of weight, this thing. So obviously with the gearing, it's going to be slow moving, like a 4x4, low and high ratio. So yeah, I do like that though, and that was fun, and Amelia and Nathan had to go, so that was pretty cool option with the controller. Also remember with this, you pull off the back flap here, set up, and there's a towing hitch, and it comes with a tow bar, and there's obviously various attachments, but I'll show you if not already put in the video. Pulling Amelia and Nathan round because of the amount of weight it can take. I probably want to try it actually and attach it to the tow bar of the van. See, because I saw a video online where someone was pulling a boat, so I'm intrigued by that. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so just a note, trial and error process, but I thought it was going a bit crazy, the robot. It keeps doing 3-point turns and then going diagonally across the lawn. And I was like, hang on a minute, what's going on here? So we'll just hop into the app. Hello, Bob. We'll just hop into the app and see what's going on. So automatically opening the app because it's already completing a task. It's showing now the front lawn. So 38.8% progress ratio down the bottom left there. Remaining 120 meters squared and 52 minutes. But here's an explanation of what it's doing. So we had the docking station that we showed in the video. So let's turn it around from where I'm facing now. And you can see the path is projected path that it's going to follow, and that is because earlier on in the settings when we chose how it was going to cut the grass, we could have chose circular motions, random paths, zigzag. So I think next time I'm going to change the path to maybe circular and see what ends up. It will probably reduce the estimated time as well, because it might look nice the way it's going now, but I think it might take a bit longer than doing it in circular, so we'll see. So one important thing that people are probably going to want to know about, obviously most people want these robots to save you time, so you can spend more time with the kids, with dogs, the rest of your family, and don't have to commit to chores all the time when you've got a big nice garden. So what we want to do is see if it can avoid me and not chop my feet off. So I've got a cup of tea ready, prepared for this task, and I'm going to stand in front of it, sacrifice myself for the viewers and see what happens. So I'm going to wait for it to turn around. Here we are. And it stopped. And now it's figuring out what's going on. So It lightly tapped my feet because the sensitivity options are put on there because I wanted it to go closer to the border or any obstacles, like a bush. So you can turn that right down so that it would have just not even made contact with me. But a little rubber bumper didn't hurt at all because it's like a electric bumper car that you get at the fairground rides. It's inflated air bumper around it, so it doesn't actually hurt the body if it hits anything. The body of the mower, I mean, and it doesn't damage it. It's like a protection ring around it. I wish I had them on my car alloys for Emily. Here's Bob again. So I think Bob would be alright with the lawnmower because she would move out of the way before the lawnmower had a chance. We're on a different day now, it's doing a different cut, so I've changed it to moderate bypass, which means it should avoid all obstacles, not make any contact. Oh, I had it on gentle contact the last time, that's what it was. I also forgot to remove the plastic film off the camera off the front, so that's not going to help. This time I've removed it. Let's go stand in front of it and see what it does. See, it's stopped. It's going to go around me now. I'm trying to cut the grass in front of me without making contact, staying a set distance away from me. It's gone round me. It's using side cameras now to gauge. Just to show that again, that it does avoid me. I'll stand, wait for it to get in a straight line. I don't want to ruin my grass though. Right, here we go. Stand in front of it, over here. Stand in front of it here. Reversing. So it'll go around me again. Stand in front of it here. Stops. So yeah, works. Avoids all the obstacles on the grass. Dogs, thankfully. Kids' toys. Dog poos, maybe. We'll see. So here's where we currently are. Got estimated time down the bottom right there, 6 minutes remaining. It's progressed 93% of its task. It's got 86% battery life, just above the map there. So I used 14% to do this little lawn. Well, it's not so little. It's little compared to our last one. And here's where we are. So, like I say, it shows it in real time. The greyed out area where the robot's entering into now is the last remaining patch. Let's take a look at the robot itself. So here we are. Nice level lawn there. Nice and cut. It's just finishing off there, you can see. So, wasn't in dire need for a cut lawn, but nice Teddy. We've set it about 30% higher than it can go, so it can go lower. I just wanted to test it on the first run. There we go. Good job. Just sat in and had a few cups of tea while waiting for it. So all in all, pleased and happy with that. Looks like a JCB doing excavation works in our garden though when people come past. But yeah, it's doing a good job. Nice straight lines going across that way. Might change the path next time. Do random, you can see here where it's still cutting. But yeah, see what it's like at night as well with them lights, see if it works. But yeah, all in all, done a great job, saved me some time. So I'm just going to set the route options a spiral on this time so we can see what it looks like. So I want to run it back and put it in a circular motion rather than the motion we just showed you. So there's a preview of what the lawn looks like and the route it's going to take. So that's what I'd expect, much better. We'll try and hit route preview now and see how long this will actually take. So there you can see the boundary set back at 10 centimeters, so I stayed 10 centimeters away from the wall. The area is 203 square meters. I think we're ready to go now. So you hit start, it calculates its predictive progress. Start now, and that's it, it's off on its way. and shows you the remaining area, how long it's going to take. Another great feature I just noticed about this, you can change settings while it's in motion. So during its task there, I went to double check the settings I had, and I could actually change the cutting height or change the direction of what I need to take and everything while it's doing its task, which is a great feature. It's like having a washing machine. If you've got to put a bit in and can stop it and then throw some more in, rather than wait for its cycle to finish, which is good in this modern age. So funnily enough, cutting along here, it's on its lowest setting now and it's doing a good neat job, obviously staying away from the edge. But cutting along here, it sensed that as an obstacle, which is, obviously I wanted it to go over it, but it's good because that is quite high off the ground. And if that was a kid's toy or something on the garden, or a cat, you'd have seen it and gone round it. Again, you can turn that off and go over that if you wanted to, but we need the obstacle avoidance on for the amount of toys we normally have around here. So another great technique by it. So that's it, finished now. Lovely golf course looking lawn at the moment. Admittedly, I probably went a bit too low because all in one go I should have taken it in steps, but it handled it like a champ. And here it is, sent it back to its house to go recharge. So obviously it remembers the GPS coordinates or everything. That's how it tracks around, follows your maps, and it knows where the docking station is. Unless you move that or move the RTK station there, then you have to reset them and reinitialize them where you put them, reteach it. But yeah, that's gonna just go on. Perfect parallel parking. Oh, stood in the way. And we'll just wait for that. He didn't like the way it was there, so look how close it is.
Ready to charge.
There you go. It's back, finished. Charging wirelessly.
Start charging.
Quite a loud speaker that as well. I think possibly you can turn the volume down, I'm not sure. Sure you could silence it. But yeah, it gives you good notifications. Yeah, that's it, back charging now. And it's pretty rapid, the charger, which is impressive. But yeah, perfect job. It's good.